All right, well, welcome back. This is for another thrilling episode of Investigators in Cars, Drinking Coffee. I'm your host, Mark Murnan, licensed private investigator, certified legal investigator, certified fraud examiner. This is my co-host, Wendy Murnan, licensed private investigator, Florida, registered paralegal, and we are co-owners of the Complete Legal Investigations here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Glad to have you with us.
Hello.
Hello. So, and today we are, one of the things we get asked is, well, you take it over. What do we...
Well, we thought we'd talk today because we get this question asked so many times is, how did you become a private investigator? How did you do that? I thought we would ask our president here today.
The president.
How he started, because I kind of fell into it, but he had a plan for this. So I thought it'd be interesting to talk to him today, talk to Mark, and see how he became a private investigator. So Mark, I think there was some kind of TV show that you watched that kind of inspired you to be a private investigator. So tell us about that, Mark.
Back when I was a kid, back in the 70s, the 1970s, not the 1870s, but the 1970s, there was a show called The Rockford Files with James Garner playing a...
maybe it's on Netflix.
Maybe on Netflix. The quintessential private eye, Jim Rockford. He lived in a trailer and he lived in a trailer in Malibu and drove a Trans Am.
Oh.
So I think I was more interested at that time in the Trans Am.
I
thought it'd be a fun occupation.
Right.
And so that was really kind of the start of it there.
So then, how old were you then?
I was probably teens, early 20s, probably late teens, right before I joined the military. So.
Okay, and then you started working, not as an investigator, but what were you doing?
I was retail security, busting shoplifters.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a great time.
Yeah, and then there was something else you did that was exciting.
Well, it was repossessing.
Repossessing what?
Cars.
Oh.
I was a repo man.
How could you do that? Didn't you feel bad?
No.
No?
No, not. I used to feel bad. Then I got my own car repossessed. So he came to steal my car. So
what goes around comes around.
Amen. So repossessing was a lot of fun.
Okay.
But it was a very different time. They didn't shoot at you. Now I think they shoot at you.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that today.
But I was in Omaha, Nebraska, working for a small detective agency, and started out. We would get from these. They weren't glamour cars. This was buy here, pay here lots.
Oh, okay.
And credit unions.
All right.
So my boss was a former truck driver who was just a natural manhunter. So he knew how to find people, and I got pretty good at it.
Oh, okay. Did you drive one of those big trucks? Or?
No, I couldn't. No, we'd use a Slim Jim, and then we would break out the ignition, and then we'd hotwire the car.
So moving right along. Then how did you progress into the private investigating field?
Well, I got a...
not private, you were, first of all...
An insurance,
Yeah, public investigator.
Well, I was an insurance investigator for a company called Equifax. Did a lot of surveillance work.
Okay.
So I realized I hated surveillance work.
Okay.
Especially in Florida because it's really, really hot.
All right.
Now it's 94 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah, so on a day like today, we would be doing surveillances and you'd lose like 4 pounds.
Okay.
So following people around. So I found something else. I got at the public defender's office in Palm Beach County. So we had a great public defender system here.
And what is the public defender?
Public defender.
For people that don't know.
Public defender represents indigent people who cannot afford their own attorney, who are charged with felonies or misdemeanors, but usually felony crimes. Mm-hmm. And so they're in the midst of the judicial system, and they have a right to an attorney. And so the public defender represents indigent criminal defendants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I did that for many years.
Okay, and then we met.
Then we met in the midst.
Yes, and then you got another job that you had really wanted.
I was with the federal public defender.
Yes.
So these are a better class of...
So then he was with the federal government. So, yes.
Federal public defender. I had a badge.
Oh, that's right, you did.
Ever tell you about my badge?
That was a big badge.
It was a big badge. It was bigger than the FBI badge.
Yes.
I had no power. I couldn't arrest anybody, but it got me into...
It was fascinating stuff.
It did get me into a couple of places.
What kind of cases did you do for the
bank robberies, white-collar criminal defense eventually, but I was the thugs and drugs guy.
Okay.
And my partner was the white-collar guy.
Oh,
then I became the white-collar guy. And
Yeah.
he went on to something else.
So fraud cases like.
Fraud cases, Ponzi schemes, boiler room cases, telemarketing scams, penny stock scams, stock swindles. I mean, South Florida is ripe with
Right.
exploitation cases. You name it: mail fraud, wire fraud, bank fraud.
Yeah.
So it's a
And
different
you did
class.
What did you do for them?
Interviews, research, really I became a certified fraud examiner, so I could explain the frauds to the attorneys.
Yeah, okay.
We were all trying to figure out what it
It's
was.
pretty sophisticated stuff.
Yeah, some of it was. Some
yeah.
of it was, but a lot of it was pretty funny. So,
Oh, okay. All
the
right.
bank robbers were like the dodo birds of crime.
Right. And you did a lot of trial work with those lawyers.
A lot of trial
Yeah,
work with those, yeah, with the U.S. Attorney's Office on the other
Okay.
side. So that was a lot of
All
fun.
right.
So that's really kind of the background of becoming a private investigator from my side.
Yeah, and you got a college degree in.
Criminal justice.
Okay.
Surprisingly,
All right.
criminal
Yeah.
justice. Imagine
So,
that.
I mean, if someone wanted to be a private investigator, this is a very hard question. I mean, we
Yeah.
get asked this. It's not a popular career. There's not a lot of opportunities. I mean,
Yeah,
would
I think
you-
it's more popular, but people don't really know how to do it or get
so,
into it.
Yeah. I mean, would you suggest maybe?
Well, if you're interested in a career like this, internships, and if you're young and you're in a position to do it, internships with the public defender or the state's attorney's office, and those are available. If working for a state agency, any place where you can make connections with attorneys. A lot of law enforcement people retire and become
Yes.
private investigators.
Yeah.
But that I was never
No.
a law enforcement officer. I have
No.
great respect for law enforcement. Just wasn't something I was interested in. But it is. It's probably more applicants than positions.
Yes. Yes.
So you have to be pretty diligent. But I think next time I'm going to interview you how you
Oh.
became
Yeah.
a private investigator.
Well, I did an article on that one.
Oh, you did?
Oh
Okay.
my gosh, my husband's a private investigator, and oh my gosh, so am I.
Oh no, she is. She
so
did.
last question.
Okay.
Is our job like TV? I mean, everyone thinks we're doing what CSI is doing, and
Well, we both like to watch TV.
yeah,
That's about as close as it gets.
yeah, yeah.
Unless someone steals a TV. and then we-
Right, right. We're
But
not
we,
out doing.
We really do, no. One thing about
Yeah.
watching Jim Rockford and Magnum PI, two things about it that really annoyed me. I didn't want to get shot at,
right.
and I didn't want to get hit in the head.
And you didn't want to live in a trailer, I hope.
No, I don't want to live in a
Because
trailer.
we don't live in a trailer.
We don't live in a
Okay.
trailer.
All right.
We don't live like Magnum PI, but we don't live in a trailer. Thank
All
goodness.
right.
We're pretty
Okay.
normal.
All right.
Well, you're pretty normal.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
thank you, Mark.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, anyway, that's thrilling. Come visit us at our website at completelegalinv.com. You're on our Facebook page. Please like us. Please like us. We're really insecure. We really need to be liked. But hit the like button. Send us some feedback. We hope you enjoy these. We certainly enjoy spending some time with you.
Yes.
Make it a great day, and we'll see you next time on Investigators in Cars Drinking Coffee.
All right.